Good afternoon and welcome back to the King Kaye Games channel. My name is Kay. It is nice to have you with us today. Today I plan to do two runs. The first run will be from Philadelphia to New York. We'll be hopping on the Acela train, express train. I wanted to originally do this run a couple of weeks ago, but this was not a custom created scenario, and the AI that came with it was not accurate. So I'm fortunately able to fix the AI to the best of my ability for this run, and now I would like to present it to you. The second run I have planned will be in the Scottish East Coast Main Line. We'll be hopping in a Class 166 First ScotRail, and that one is a 185-minute scenario. It is not one of my scenarios, so hopefully it will fully work. If that doesn't work, I still have some other things planned, but for now, let's just hop into it and get this game started. Got my briefing and acknowledged. So this is Philadelphia, 30th Street, and we are in the Acela train. Just gonna get the cab set up. I'll blow up this menu right here. I'll turn on my tilt, headlights, cruise control. Instrument lights. I'll put the destination on. We are going to New York City. Should be the last destination. Go. New York City Penn Station. Let's hop outside the cab, set up my cameras. Number 2 camera. Let's open the doors. Passenger camera. Rear view camera. This lady has no feet. Oh well. Let's hop back in the cab. Just adjusting my view. I actually want to preset my cruise control. Just under 30. Now, I want to keep my eye on this track speed and train speed. This train is actually pretty good at telling me my signals. and I just want to keep an eye on these. Should be about a minute to departure. As I see another Acela train heading into the station. Put my train forward, preparing for departure. I'm gonna disable ATC again because I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this myself. And we're off. Bells. Whistle. Slight power. Brakes off. Off. As we leave the city of Philadelphia, .30-mile exit leaving the approach. Cruise control looks like it's struggling with the low speed. That should change once we go faster. Acela train. I believe the Acela is the fastest train we have in the United States. I don't think there's many. I was fortunate enough to be on it once or twice. It was a very pleasant experience, I might say. I don't have anything negative to say about it. Still under cautionary speeds. Track speed is 60. Gonna get up to 45. Track speed just went up. I'm just gonna apply slight power. Gotta drop back down to 40 soon. Plenty of time to go fast. There's no hurry. I'll obey all signals as much as I can anyway. We are now on the fast track. Applying speed. We have green. When I tried this route originally a couple of weeks ago, all the AI traffic was Amtrak. As I apply more speed here. All the traffic was Amtrak, and Amtrak, although controls this corridor, everything is not Amtrak trains. Like in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, this part right here is controlled by SEPTA, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority. So I expect to see some SEPTA trains. I saw none of that. Everything was Amtrak. and that didn't sit right with me. So I wanted to fix that. So I had to go back into the editor and actually change out all the Amtrak trains that are running on the local line. And while doing that, I also had to change out the New Jersey Transit local trains, which were also Amtrak. So while I was changing out the SEPTA trains, I put some New Jersey Transit trains on the tracks as well. So everything looks a little more accurate now. You know, I understand it's just a game, but it's stuff like that that bothers me. You know, when you're looking for realism and you don't get full realism. Just want to get us under 50, and I'm speeding. Cruise control is not working. Just gonna leave it off for now. And we have a clear track speed. We got greens in front of us. Let's hop outside and take some shots. First, let's take a look at the cab. If anyone lives on this corridor and can tell me if this area is accurately displayed, that would be cool. From my knowledge, it's accurately displayed, but of course I don't know every aspect of this corridor. It's not something I travel all the time, especially when I have a car. But from my knowledge, it looks pretty accurate. Aside for the rolling stock that we see. As we drop down under 90. As we pass some freight. St. Clinton, if you're watching, there was your first freight. So as you can see, there's plenty of AI on this scenario. And again, this is not my scenario. I usually do my own custom scenarios. But this one was off of the NEC DLC. I thought it was full of scenarios that I could use. And then when I used it, the scenario was not fully what I expected. All the AI was wrong. So I corrected it a little bit, and hopefully we have no hiccups. Trying to time out a scenario that you do not customly design is not the easiest thing. One, you need to know where each train is going before you place any more AI on the tracks. Because if not, you're going to get some AI crashes or an out of memory box, or just a scenario won't load box before you even open it up. Yeah, it'll play when you're building it, but once you exit the build and close out Train Sim Classic, if you open it again, it won't load. Like for instance, I'm having an issue on the Just Trains Midland Main Lines DLC. I have the full DLC for the Midland Main Lines, and I literally spent 2 days building and timing it out. Started off in Leicester, just outside of Leicester. in the cross-country HST livery. Beautiful livery. I love it. Up to date. It's got GSMR in it. Fast train. It's beautifully done. It's the old style doors that swing out. I love it. Cab view, beautiful. It's quiet. I love it. Everything I put together. I put my trains on. Laid down the times. Did about 2 runs. So I can time it out. Send those trains to a destination. And then I noticed that the sky and weather had tears in it. So basically, all of this right here was just like ripple effects, just bouncing up and down, just bouncing up and down. So obviously I knew something was wrong. So I saved it, went back into Armstrong Powerhouse, re-downloaded my sky and weather and my clouds, signals and everything, tracks. Hop back into Train Sim Classic, and I get an OOM. Okay, that's a little strange. I do it about 10 more times. Out of memory. Out of memory. Out of memory. Okay, so that was 2 days of putting together a route from scratch. Wasted. Search the internet, see how I can fix it. And I find a whole bunch of stuff that says, all right, well, if this is happening, check this. If you have 0 kilobytes on that, then your file's corrupt, or you can just delete it and clear your cache, and Train Sim Classic will fix it when it opens back up. That didn't work either. So I kept reading other stuff. Other stuff said delete the whole DLC. Now that's 7 DLCs I have to delete, plus a free scenario, so that's 8. I re-download it, still crashing, out of memory, won't even load. And this happened for about 2 days. I stayed up to about 3 o'clock in the morning one time because I really wanted to get this done. Like, all right, I can't run it back live on Twitch. I understand that. Whatever's wrong with this, I just wanted to work so I can at least record it and make a video out of it, so I can get something out of all the work I just did. Needless to say, nothing worked. So now we're 3.5 days in, and I say, forget it. I'm done with it. You know what? It's just time I lost. It's work I lost. Fine, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But I still wanted to do it, so it's still in the back of my head. And I decided to actually start on another route. And I worked on that route for about a good hour and a half. And I saved my progress. And just before I was about to, wrap it up, close out the program, I said, all right, you know what, let me try this one more time. So I loaded up the Midland Mainlands route that I was working on, and I walked away. I went to get some water, came back about 5 minutes later, and the route's working. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's like, if I knew that was going to happen, I would have at least, been recording. So now I'm not even recording, so I can try to, get it in. And I say, all right, well, let me take a gamble and restart it. So I restarted. It's working fine. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, great. That's awesome. And I start to play it. And I get about, and it's almost a 2 hour, it's a 2 hour run basically. It's going from like Leicester to Manchester Piccadilly through Hazel Grove or something like that. And I decide to try to, you know, get it knocked out, and hopefully I can at least get one good run, and I can probably fudge the rest of it with like some cutaways. Awesome. And I get about an hour and a half into the run, and it crashes with no explanation. It just crashes. So now I'm just thinking, what else can I do now? Like, this is clearly not working, and I have no answer to why it's not working, because it just crashed and did not tell me why it crashed. No pop-up box, nothing. It just goes straight back to the main menu. And this happened to me twice on 2 separate days. So I still don't know why it crashed. And then I go online and I'm reading a whole bunch of reports about the Just Trains Midland Main Lines DLC having issues. And I'm just like, all right, well, great. You know, like I decided to work on a route on a DLC that's having issues anyway. As we cross over into New Jersey, coming up on Trenton. So now I have no idea what to do with this route. Do I scrap it? Wait till all the bugs are fixed on the DLC? Or do I just forget it and move on to another route? So this is the dilemma I'm stuck in right now. Now I have plenty of DLCs I can jump into, but as we pass Trenton. But as I said before, most of my DLCs are on my main computer. Not the computer I play my games on to stream. So I can't stream them live if I wanted to. I would have to make them videos. The other option I was trying to see would work, and it didn't work for me yesterday, was seeing if I can upload it to Steam as a workshop scenario. You know, and it doesn't have to be a public scenario. Like I can set it as a private scenario, you know, so nobody else plays my scenario and says, hey, this scenario sucks, dude. Like, what's wrong? It's not for you, it's for me. But if I were to make it public and you want to try it, that would be fine too. But I'm just trying not to lose all my progress. If anybody has any ideas how I could actually fix this situation, that would be great. Otherwise, I have a whole bunch of other content that I can actually try to get out. And I will get out. I have so much content. I love trains, so it's not a big bother for me as we start to ascend to 135 miles an hour on this part of track. So, and now we're cleared at 135. I'm just gonna add some power. Passing. $40 miles to Newark Penn Station. Newark Penn Station. Checking the passengers. She is flying. Are there any UK trains that go 135 miles an hour? I know the Pendolino goes 125. But does anything go 135? How fast is the TGV? 25 miles to Newark Penn Station. Getting closer to my home. Stretch from Jersey Avenue to New Brunswick is probably 15 minutes. It's probably the longest stretch, second longest stretch between stations as we pass Acela off of this part of the corridor. The Northeast Corridor as a whole stretches from Washington, D.C. up to Boston South Station. I want to say the Acela train can do it in 7 hours, you know, and it's the fastest train we have, which I still want to make that video, but the Boston part of the stretch is not fully done. ALP 45. Jab curl leading. And I've been trying to get it done, and I, for the life of me, cannot find the Boston to New Haven, Connecticut part fully done. I found a couple of preview channels off the workshop, and I am happy with the progress of one of them. It's at least done up until close to New Haven, and then you start seeing defects. So I'm gonna try to start to finish that run. I've already started some of it. I've done the New York to New Haven part of the run. Coming back from New Haven to New York, starting in Boston would be the run. So I'm good there, and I've been actually mapping out this part of the section of the Northeast Corridor, New York to Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. So I'm just waiting on that first part of the run to be somewhat close to finish before I can actually fully put that video out. If not, I'm gonna have to start my run from Providence to Washington, D.C., which is not the full run. Like, when you start something, you want to try to fully finish it. So my goal is to fully finish that run, and unfortunately I can't. I love this train, I really do. This is my local train right there. So until that happens, I cannot finish that run. But it's still in my brain. I still want it to get done, and it's going to be timed out to the actual timetable for the Acela train that I want to run on it, which I believe is service 2125, leaving Boston South Station to Washington, D.C. So the New Haven to New York part of it is fully timed out, and I'm just waiting on the first part before I can actually start it. Accurately timing out these scenarios is extra work, and when you're trying to get a video out every week or every week and a half, that's extra work you have to look into. Prep time. It's extra prep time you have to worry about, which takes away time from you editing or actually streaming it. I can actually take my time with it because it's something I've been working on for so long that if I don't get it right now, I've already been waiting for months, and I do mean months. I mean at least last year. Probably December was when I first started to do this run. And thanks to the Steam Workshop community, or actually fixing the Northeast Corridor for me. So at least I have that to not worry about. So I come down to 120. Just over 20 miles to Newark, Penn. So as you can see, there's plenty of AI. Just gonna keep it at 80 for now. Cruise control's being a little finicky. Track speed's 100. Still at green. Just noticed the ditch lights ain't on. I would say that's the one knock about this Acela train, and I know there's mods for this. The sound pack for this Acela train is horrible. It's totally horrible. It just sounds like it's missing something, and DTG didn't put it in. Not knocking DTG though. It's still a beautiful train. It's one of my local trains, so I know how beautiful it is in person. As we're coming up on a 110 track speed. Closing in on Metro Park Station. "14 miles to Newark Penn Station." Newark Penn Station. Broadway. "9 miles to our first destination stop, Newark Penn Station." Just gonna start slowly descending. just over 6 miles to Newark Penn Station. On approach to Newark Liberty International Airport. Just under 3 miles. 1 mile to Newark Penn Station. Cruise control off. Under caution. 45 on approach. Track speed. I'm under 35. Whistle. Dropping speed. Hop outside. Path train to the right of us. Doors opening on the right. It's pretty cool. Got path trains going along. Did I just miss freight? I think I just missed freight. Let's hop back out. Okay, we are ready to depart. Path train. And that's another thing. There were no path trains on this as well. But I added that in. Bells. Departing. Should be 35 leaving. Next stop is New York Penn Station. New York Penn Station. Path service. It's Harrison, New Jersey, right here. Home of the New York Red Bull. says 90, but I know it drops back down to 60 once you get to the bridge. So keep it at 60 for now. Let's hop outside. So this overpass is I-95. This is south and north goes that way. And as you can see, the 60 is coming up. This should be a bridge over here. Right before you hit Secaucus Junction, which we're not stopping at. So I'm just going to leave the cruise control off. And work it manually. Any workers on the bridge? Well, coming. For those who are not familiar with this area, this is the Meadowlands. The Meadowlands. Where the New York Jets and Giants play. It's not far from here. East Rutherford, New Jersey. AOP 46 passing. Multi-layer. Now, Secaucus Junction is a hub for most of New Jersey Transit trains. They all meet up there, whether it's from Hoboken or from Newark Penn. They pretty much all meet up there. There should be a lower level that arrives there from Hoboken, which would lead you over to where I live. Most lines use the AOP 46 with the multi-level cabs, or the AOP 45s, either with the multi-level cabs, or they had the Comets. As we approach Secaucus Junction. Which is the last stop in New Jersey. Should be dropping down to 60 right before the tunnel. And there's the 60. As we approach the tunnel into New York City, New York Penn Station. Our final destination on this trip of the Northeast Corridor. as I make my descent. So it's 60 into the tunnel. As we dip lower, and then on the incline it'll be 15 entering New York Penn Station. Currently under the Hudson River, Henry Hudson. Last week we took this trip up the Hudson on the Hudson Line, Metro North Railroad, to Croton Harbor, from Croton Harbor. As we approach our 15 miles per hour New York approach. Penn Station, track 13. Applying a little more speed. I don't want to get trapped on this incline. and this is New York City Penn Station. Hope you guys enjoyed this run. It is a route that is very close to my home, so I doubly enjoyed it, if that's a word. But this is New York, and I'm just happy to have finished this run. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been trying to get this done. And that was the Acela Express run from Philadelphia 30th Street to New York City Penn Station, platform 13. I thoroughly enjoyed that run. Happy to have gotten it in fully for the first time. I've been trying to finish this for a couple of weeks now, and it feels good to actually get that done. But that'll do it for this edition of King Kaye Games on Twitch. I hope to see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.